Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, Big Farm. Thinking right out here in the book. If I got a little warmth, I take the hoodie off and go to the polo. But I'm out here doing what I do for you. I got some nice lessons for you. We still doing the God thing, so let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tuning and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. And I ask you the question. Do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, it's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to Maya be true. We still doing God. And idea of God, the name now, we had a symbol, okay, a sign. This was God. Okay, I told you before we had the dot. Okay, up here is the dot, creation. Okay, the creator. This is creation, the dot in the circle. They call it the sun disk, and they worship the sun. They knew the sun wasn't God. They knew the sun was put there by God. So, like some worshipers. Okay, but without that sun, what we got? Moving on, so conceptually. And everything was symbolic and metaphorical until you manifest it for yourself. This is the idea. Right thinkers, let's talk about the sun disk, aka the dot in the circle. That was the first symbol inside for God. Let's talk about it. I'm already gave you a breakdown, so I'm here now, Dad. Next part of it. The sun disk was the symbol. Okay? Sun disk is seen in almost every yantra, that means every other religious concept, symbolic diagram, and they all contain mystical knowledge that's often used for what? For meditation. You got the Indians got the scroll, all the yantras in there, different signs and symbols, and you sit and you meditate on that to give you a visual, to take you to the next level. So all this was done to keep you conscious, increase your mental concepts. And in India, watch this. You see them walk like that little red dot in the middle of their head, okay? They got what they call in Indian, Hindu, and the Tantra religious mythology. We all have them. All religion is based on mythology, even Christianity. So they didn't really exist. Sorry, I'll keep making y'all get tired of oh, I ain't going there. Moving on, get to the lesson. I'm about to freak out. It is known as the Bindu, okay, seed from primordial origin of all things. The dot representing God. They knew it from that aspect. I guess excited. But everybody had a concept and an understanding. Please don't get caught up in what he said, this, she said, no. Now we're in the information age. They can no longer hide the truth, okay? So now what they do, they flood you with what? Truth along with a bunch of nonsense. So if your discernment, your ability to know right from wrong ain't sharp, you're going to fall for what y'all been falling for. Moving on, I ain't going to go there either. I ain't here to insult nobody. I just want to make it known. We needed to get better at knowing who? Ourselves. All the other stuff, man, don't worry about. Did they really exist in the Bible? Do you really give a crap to make a difference they existed or not? Get the lesson. Stop worrying about the messages. My man Eddie Griffin did the joke. where the Muslims say it was Allah. The Christians say it's Jesus, the messenger. Damn the messenger, did you get the message? Bam, that's my thing. We all messengers, just that we all ain't receiving the damn message. I got a lesson for that coming up too. Yeah, good segue. But we had symbols and signs that told us everything. They said what a picture worth 1,000 words, so they gave you pictures. Now we got words, so we explain the picture. For some of us who don't understand the picture, the visual, we got to explain it to them in word. That's my job. I'll help you with that. Let's go. All right. Now, we call the netter, netteru. Netter is the dot, the single. Netteru is encompassing everything that comes after that. Get the concept? So let's go. Netter, netteru is not to be considered a netter. Again, models or diagrams are always what? Faulty. Why? Because of the limited and misunderstanding with our human mind, and because we are trying to use words to what? Understand or explain the world which one needs to be what? In order to know. You don't believe in God, you have to experience it. In every group, every thought, tell you, God is an experience. That once you have it, you can display it any way you want, but words don't do it no justice, because it's an experience that everybody will put into their own words. That's why 10 people all believe in God will have a different definition of God. And if they had experience, all of them experience would be different. But experience is what they all had. If that's all they got in common, they all good. But somebody in there who didn't have experience, they lost in the sauce. Why? They ain't understand. They can't comprehend. Why? No experience. The best teacher is experience. That's why God has to be experienced. Woo! Bingo! I didn't have that lined up. That was an ad-libber. When you know God, you got knowledge. You ain't got to believe him. Experience. Okay, that's the key. And that's what I sat there with Ra to get a true name. She experienced it. Why? Telepathically. God is mental. And watch this. In order to be, you have to know what? The netter, netteru is also, you ready? The universal Ba. Again, the one. It is the Ba or the soul from which what? All souls come, including ours. All human souls are individual Bas. Simple as that. The I, singular. Every individual has his own soul, but they all belong to one. Get the concept? We should be way past that. Right now, my right thing is, yeah, I shouldn't have explained it like that. We way past that. Okay, I would assume. But let's go. But the netteru not only created, watch this, creation, but he sustains it at what? Every moment of time. He haven't not sustained it since he created it. Getting good. Hope you're paying attention. This is teaching. If you're a student, you should be loving this. The sun, like our hearts to the earth, is life. If this thing here ain't doing nothing, ain't nothing happening. If that thing ain't coming shining, ain't nothing happening. Get the concept? They symbolically try to make it make sense. And that's why I'm trying to break it down. It makes sense. I understand it. Studying it, learning it. But once you manifest it, it makes all the sense in the world. Watch this. Like the sun of our hearts exists. Why? And go on with every day. The sun ain't took a day off from what it do since it's been doing it. Why do you think that is? Okay? And because it what? It's sustained by who? By God, the one who put it there. Same person who gave us life. Conceptually, but metaphorically, but symbolically, yeah. Let's go. Now, in the same manner as what? As the sun supports life here on earth, it's 93 million miles away. Just at the right point, just where it needs to be. Anyway, one way, it don't work. Is that conscious? See, God did that. Okay, that's what we try to explain to you. All that was taken care of. Man can't even conceive or perceive that. We can manifest from learning and studying. Now that's what we're doing. Everybody can prove all this is ancient stuff. I'm giving you I'm old school. Ain't nothing new about nothing I teach. None of it. So if you want something new, okay, I don't have none. I got truth. Let's go. It don't change. This is the same information from our ancestors. Sorry, I get excited. All right, back to the lesson. Yeah. And God sustains his creation. All right. God supports the sun and the universe so that what? It can support us. And what's in the universe is in us. Watch this. The Neteru now is not located in the realm. Pay attention. We got 3 realms. And the time, what we call time and space, are in the other netters and the 3 worlds. Oh, we got 3 worlds. You got earth, Ta. You got heaven, Pet. Then you got the casual, that's the Dua. Amenta, whatever you want to call it. But there's 3 levels. Break it down for you. Again, gave that lesson a long time ago too. But that's how I break down. But here it tells you we're going to do it from the Indian concept. The Neteru located in 3 realms of time and space. And the other netters of the 3 worlds, the earth, Dua, the intermediate world, and heaven, as they are known in the Kemetic Egyptians, Ta, Pet, and Dua, excuse me, and the system, physical, earth, astral, spirit, casual, Dua, where the spirits go. I got the lesson for you. I call it the whole folks home for spirits, but they don't get old. It just go on. So eternity don't have time. And before time and space, that's where God dwelled. Before anything, it was him. We started with the noon. But watch this. And you had the astral and the casual worlds, as they are known in the Indian Vedanta system. We're using theirs. But the Neteru was causes, is what causes what? Time. Right there. Once he created the Neteru, he created time. Again, the Big Bang. Let there be Ra. And time and space. And now the appearance of what we call physical objects to exist. The name, Amen. We knew that. And every religious group knows him by the end of the prayer. But do every religious group know who he is, before that? How he got that title, how he able to have everybody, when they get done praying, speak his name. He's the hidden God that they permeate. They gave him the title Amun, A-M-U-N, A-M-O-N, A-M-E-N. They didn't care how you spelled it, M-A-M-A-N. They didn't care. But the idea was, it meant this is the name of the primordial God, the original God from pre-dynastic Egypt. And it signifies the hidden one, the all-encompassing one, the self-created one, the nameless one, a.k.a. the all. We can go on and on. Again, immutable titles and names, but it all means the same thing. Understand that. Again, God is absolute reality. The Neteru, God is what? The universe. Its cause and what lies beyond as well. Again, God is the all, my everything. But the absolute Neteru is truly, watch this, beyond the description of words or models and diagrams, but we try as best we can to get us a point. We tell stories, we got mythology, we got allegories, we got a whole bunch of stuff, but the best teacher is still what? Your own experience. We just preparing you for that experience. How about that? Our parents know that we're going to grow. Perfect example. I wasn't nowhere near enlightened when I told my sons, my baby mama, my son's mother, she asked me, why you call him your little man? I said, because right now he's little, but he's going to be a man. But he ain't no boy, okay? I didn't see my son as a boy. Why? I saw him as being the offspring of me, the better part of me. Why? That's going to interject in him, the better part. And as parents, that's the whole idea, to make the children better. Mistakes you made, don't put that on them. No, your iniquities don't got nothing to do with them. Give them the benefit of the doubt and let them make their own mistakes. I didn't teach my son none of that nonsense. Moving on, that's my point. And you try to describe something that's pretty much undescribable. But once you had experience, all those who did, y'all can meet at that level. Me and my pastor, we share blessings. That's what I'm talking about. My mother-in-law, same thing. Now, in order to truly understand and know God the absolute, you must become one with him. That's the pin dropper. That's it right there. In order to know him, you got to become him. Why? Okay, how do I do that? Good question. All right, pick my pen back up. I'm about to just say, that's it. No, I got more to go. All right. You have to become one with him, with the absolute. You must be pure of heart. How is that? Treat people right, offer a selfless service, do the things you need to do. That's all. Nothing special. Okay. And now you must transform you ready? This is the cool why. Your ego personality. If you don't corral that ego, which is emotions that you can't seem to control, male or female, if you can't control yourself, your ego self, you ain't never going to reach the next level. That's why it's the first thing you have to do for reach enlightenment, knowledge of self, and find God. Take care of that ego. Why? It's a problem. Big problem for a lot of people. That's why. And that's a major part about becoming to what? Become God-like. You have to transform from your ego, editing God out. No godliness in you, just pure me, I. Okay, we know a bunch of people with that personality. You change it into what? A God-like one. How? I just told you. In order to know God, which is the same as what? Knowing one's true nature, you have to become him, live, understand, and act. Those are things that you can do to find God within yourself. Talking and praying for God, and no. Having the preacher pray for God, no. If we all knew how to get to God without some pastor, some church, or some building that we got to get to go claim, we got to go give them money. Okay, I don't have a problem donating to the building. I understand that part. But I don't need that building to get to God. I go there to fellowship with like-minded people, and they all had an understanding we wouldn't be caught up. Well, It's a choice. I choose to go to church. I don't have to. It might make me do nothing. Again, in life, you should do the things that make you happy. If someone else gonna see it that way, the hell with them. Sorry about that, but simple as that. You're not here to please somebody else. You don't need the approval. Get his, and that. Why? He can bless you. They can't. They can talk about you. They can soup you up, and when they make you feel good by telling you a whole bunch of nonsense about how good you are, all that nonsense, 9 times out of 10, they want something from you. When you serve him, you ain't got to worry about it. Why? He's going to bless you. Moving on. And that's the whole point. Again, I keep giving you this phrase. This is the Egyptian proverb. Men are mortal gods, meaning you're ignorant of yourself. So your ego running. So you are mortal. You don't even know who you are. That's the ignorant part. Gods are what? Immortal men. Enlightened men. Egyptian proverb. An enlightened person know who he or she is. Okay? Difference. Trust me. All the difference in the world. Okay, your boy for Christians. I like to keep giving the information so y'all can get some in here too. Jesus says what? Know ye not that ye are gods? That means you're ignorant of who you are. I don't know how y'all interpret that. Now, I got mine. Mine was the first one from the Egyptians. So I get the concept. I'm fully aware of that. I got it. But y'all got to say from y'all followers, do y'all understand what it means? Know ye not that ye are God. That means you don't know yourself. He knew himself. He spoke in parables. Yeah, he just spoke of your head. He was a little more smarter than y'all was. He tried to, decode the symbolism, esoteric message, whatever you call it. He was a messenger, and y'all missed the whole message. Sorry about that. All creation and the absolute realm is still one. Through the veil of Aset, it appears as though creation is dual. What they're saying Aset really is Maya. She represents what? Duality, balance, two things. Okay, opposites come together. That's Maya. But Aset represented from a different aspect. Watch this. And consisting of what? Heaven and earth. If we just had heaven, it'd all be, we'd be good to go. But if we just had earth, we'd just be here, down here, just, I guess we here, we ain't got nothing else to do, ain't nothing to look forward to. Bingo. No choice. Duality gives you choice. And you got heaven and earth, good and evil, negative and positive, male and female, yin and yang, ya. See what concept going? That's what. And creation, what's this? Creation and created, and so on. This is all done by what? One supreme being, one entity. But this appears, however, is an illusion created by the what? You ready? The ignorance of our conditioned mental process, ignorance. We are born here ignorant, which identifies with what? Our limited me, I, individual self. It don't get no better than that. I'm reading it, but I'm trying to break it down as I go, like the preacher do in church. But I got a whole bunch of stuff to break down. I ain't gonna take this one little bit to make an hour-long service. No, I'm riding along. Why? It's giving you something to think about and understand, and hopefully implement for yourself and find out if it's really good or not, or if it's true or work or not. Watch this. Now, when you identify with yourself, that's the ego self. That's your body. That's your right. But when you do that, you're not getting in contact with what? Your source, your true self, your higher self, aka God. He's in you. He ain't outside of you. But the ego don't know that. That's why it had to be informed. It had to be what? Enlightened. That's what's getting enlightened, your ego personality. Excuse me. Thyself, that's the ego without knowing who it is. Okay? Once the ego, it'll get right along and work. It's just, he'd be your best worker. How about that? He mine. I put him to work every chance I get. When I need him, ego, your time. I got a 50-year class reunion coming up. I'm going to take my ego for a walk. Usually I keep him on the leash. I'm going to turn him loose. Only a few people understand that one. That's a subliminal message. All right, let me wrap this up. Again, I see the clock. All right, let me get this thing there. And guess what? I ain't done. I got some more. I'm breaking some new stuff after this one. We can get God out the way. Right now, wrapping up. The net another rule. Excuse me. Excuse me. I got some tea over there. Now, accomplishing this identity shift of knowing thyself, becoming one with God, of one thinks, one really is. When you think you are somebody, you don't know, okay? When you have knowledge of self, now you know. And it's in effect what? It's a process of removing the veil of ignorance. That's the ego. Ego got to get out of the way for you to see your way. It is the process, you ready, of becoming what one already is. My favorite. Anu for right thinkers, Christ for you Christians, Buddha for the Indians, saints for Christians again, and sage for my right thinkers, etc. But these are all people who what? Knew themselves, who found themselves in themselves through what? Their life journey, their experience. They had their own experience. That's why I'm wrapping it up with this here. This accomplishment represents what we call the ultimate blissful existence of life. Okay, Hotep. Supreme peace. Means you reach the highest level of knowledge of self or peace within oneself. They call Hotep. And it's spelled HTP. And if you put it backwards, it's spelled Ptah. Okay. But this is, again, another sign. Another symbol. Now, how you look at that? And what does that mean, Hotep? Yeah, that's what it means, Hotep. See? But if you're not an Egyptian, you wouldn't know what the hell, like a bar with a knob on top. It is, but symbolically, it represents you breaking bread with your higher self. Watch this. It represents the highest level, supreme peace, and satisfaction, meaning you are happy with you, not with your possessions, not with what you got, not how much, no, just happy with you. Well, man, again, that's why everybody don't reach that level. And it is to be pursued and to be accomplished while one is still in your physical body, meaning before you die. Well, before you die. If it's not done then, when you die, you're just going to reincarnate. Simple as that, okay? But this is the ultimate sublimation and the ultimate goal for all human beings to reach, we call Nihas, they say Hotep. Same thing. Anointment, Christhood, God conscious, all the names, again, don't get caught up in the name. get caught up in the action. And if you have your own experience, you can call it whatever you want. Like my man, Denzel told my man in American Gangster, don't take blue magic. Do something with it and then keep calling it blue magic. No, once you touch it, it's no longer blue magic. That's the concept. Once you have your God experience, you can call it what you want. All right? Hope you got the concept. I got more for you. I'll be right back with some Hotep information. I'm going to start right there because, I got one more. Sorry about that. It says Hotep, of the physical nature into what? The divine nature. We come from spirit to matter. Once the matter get enlightened and spiritually enlightened, it goes back to spirit. That's the idea within all human beings. Hotep is also what? The name of Ptah, spelled backwards, written backwards. I just gave that lesson. I figured I'd wrap it up with that. And Ptah is what? Here you go. An aspect of who? God, the supreme being. Remember, he's just an aspect. He ain't the supreme being. He's an aspect. Meaning us in the flesh. Why? Because he manifests carnate. He became into existence. That's us with the spirit of Haru. Okay? And the supreme being who what? Who represents the creative force that brings creation into being. He's the mouthpiece. He's the creation of God. Again, another aspect. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you all caught up on who God is. Next is gonna be where he is. I got you. In closing, right thinkers, some of y'all let it be 100. Me, 100 minus that day. So I never know that my right thinkers passed away. I'll be right back.